Fighting opioid addiction is tough, but no one has to do it alone. And there is a program partnering addicts who survived an overdose with someone who knows what they're going through the most. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres explains this is a first here in the Mid-State.
This is me the week before I went to treatment at Buffalo Valley.
Pictures have a way of telling time.
I see nothing. I see a sad, scared, hopeless woman.
It's easy to look back now for Cheryl Kuhn. At 39 years old, she's no longer abusing opioids. It began when she was 16.
I was sticking a needle in my arm 3 times a day, overdosed in my garage.
And nearly killed her 4 years ago.
I remember praying for God to please let me wake up and I wouldn't do this again. My kids could not find me like this.
She finally recovered through the help of the center, Buffalo Valley. She once called herself a client there, but is now an employee.
Doctors and counselors and psychiatrists tried to get me sober for a long time until I got my counselor, and she had been through the same thing I had been through. Made all the difference.
To further help others overcome their addiction, Kuhn completed a peer recovery specialist training. She's now one of the first 11 so-called Recovery Navigators under the state's Tennessee Together plan. They've all gone through recovery and will get to share their support and services to patients revived from an overdose.
Once they're able to consent, the doctor will tell them, you know, hey, would you like to speak to someone? Are you wanting help? Are you looking for help? At that point, they call one of us and we respond.
The program began in East Tennessee and started in the Mid-State this month.
I can't wait to walk into that hospital, into that emergency room and look at that person and say, hey, I've been there. I've lived it, I've ate it, I've breathed it, and look at me now.
She hopes to give them the same moment, knowing how to look back, but to never return.
That's not who I am. That's who I was.
Matthew Torres, News Channel 5.
Recovery Navigators must have been in recovery for at least 2 years and have a high school diploma or GED. St. Thomas and Skyline are the partnering hospitals, and the state hopes to include even more.
Meanwhile,